right, everybody. Welcome to One Nation, the Sports Locker Magazine Extra. This is your host, Kirk DeMars, and we have a great program tonight. I'm excited to do this. We have Jay Gill, as always, and I'm going to go ahead and bring him in studio real quick, and then we'll talk a little bit about our guests. Mr. Jay Gill, you are back in Colorado.
What's up, Mr. Dad? How are you?
I'm doing good, Mr. Dad. All right, that's awesome. Hey, I hear you guys missed the snow, but Colorado, Denver got like, what, 3 feet?
There are parts of Denver that got 3 feet. There's other parts that have like 50 inches. I know my old stomping ground, Cheyenne, Wyoming, they have over 50 inches. It was a crazy snowstorm. That's why we left early on Friday and we missed it driving in. So that was good.
You did hit some fog, though, driving through the mountains, right?
Oh yeah, that fog, we could only see about a foot in front of us for about 15 minutes. That was not fun. We fought through that and we're good now.
Yeah, that's not good to have fog on a mountain. Not while you're driving at night. Not at all. Hey, we got some good guests on tonight, don't we?
Some awesome guests. I seem like they're kind of following in our steps. We got a father-son duo joining us tonight, and that's with Kevin and Braden O'Neill, who are a major part of the North Callaway Thunderbirds. Kevin, he's actually been a part of North Callaway since the early 90s. He was part of the 1994 graduating class. He then went on to play collegiate sports as well. And when he graduated from Westminster, he came back as a teacher to North Callaway, where he also got involved as an assistant football coach and assistant baseball coach for years before he went back to Westminster as a coach. And he coached on the O-line for 3 years and was an offensive coordinator on the football team for 2 years. And that's when he started his family, and they moved back to North Callaway. There was a position there for the head baseball coach and assistant football coach, and he did that under the famed Michael Eamons, and he did that until the end of the 2013 season. So he was an assistant with him for a long time. He ended up actually taking over the head football coach role at the end of that season, and that's when Michael stepped up to be the athletics director. From there, Kevin was the head football coach and baseball coach until Michael would step down as activities director, and Kevin would once again follow in his footsteps. And Kevin is actually now the activities director for NCHS and junior high. So Kevin has had the pleasure of developing and watching his son, Braden O'Neill, who is a sophomore for the North Callaway Thunderbirds, and he is their starting QB. This past season, Braden led them through an amazing season, an amazing winning season, where they only lost 3 games. One thing Braden has become known for are his fearless drives and his ability to make plays happen. He has several highlights on Max Preps and Huddle that show his arm strength and talent. Braden just simply doesn't give up, so it's a pleasure to have him on tonight's show. That's what I got on Kevin. I say let's bring him in.
Let's bring him in. That sounds good. Hey, how are you doing, Kevin?
Hey, doing great, guys. Excited to be with you.
Very good. We'll show Braden here in just a second when we go to the other screen, but very good to have you on here. We're going to kind of make it a family thing here because Jay's mom, she just came on and she said hi. So she just always wants to make sure that she keeps her son in line and check, and that's very good.
And that's hard
Hopefully
to
that's
do,
not
so
too
thank
tough
you,
a job.
Yeah, no, it's a job. She's enjoying the rough weather in where is it? Surprise, Arizona.
Surprise, Arizona.
Yeah, they're suffering.
Yeah, I log in there all the time. It's like 80 degrees and beautiful all the time. It's golfing weather all the time. It's amazing.
Well, Kevin,
but
thank you for joining us tonight, and we've got some different questions we want to ask you and Braden, and We're just going to have fun hearing what you have to say. And as always, we welcome anybody that's watching. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to put those out there, and we'll try to make sure that we either answer those or share what it is that you're talking about. So, Jay, take it away.
Kevin, your article that just got released today in the Sports Locker magazine, we talked with you about how you are Thunderbird through and through. Tell us, what does that mean to you?
Man, it's an honor for me to work for North Callaway, a place that have a lot of great memories growing up, going to school there. Sports and the classroom taught me a lot of things at North Callaway. The biggest thing is the family atmosphere. When I decided that I wanted to be a teacher and a coach, it was my ultimate goal to get back to North Callaway and give back to a wonderful school district that gave so much to me. And so, Thunderbird Proud is family, is being proud of where you're at, putting in the hard work, putting in the grind and the discipline and all of that to go out and compete. And, I think we have great kids and great coaching staff right now. And I can't be more proud of where I work.
That's great. Speaking of great kids, you've got one right next to you, right?
I do have a pretty great one right next to me. You bet.
All right. Well, we're gonna break him in right away. So, Jay, why don't you go ahead and ask the question for Braden?
Hey, Braden, you're currently a sophomore at at North Callaway. How are you developing your own character?
Whoa!
Yeah.
What was that?
Hey, it's fine. It's fine. Move on.
Okay. All right.
It was sophomore North. It just all kind of fumbled in my mouth. That's my bad. So you're currently a sophomore at Norway. How are you developing your own character and work ethic as you represent Thunderbird Pride?
Just family, having everybody be together, working together. We got a good group of guys every morning that come in and put some work in the weight room every morning. Just working together.
Since you were brought in, you're only as a sophomore, you've been elevated to this position, quarterback. I find that really cool. Maybe it was a little scary for you at first. I kind of want to hear about that. That's a very big leadership role on the team. How's that been going for you?
It's been going good. I've been paying attention to Patrick Mahomes actually lately, watching how he carries himself on and off the field, how he helps his teammates out, and just how the community. My dad is a big part of helping me in that stuff too, actually.
Very good. Well, I mean, you can't go wrong on both of those. I mean, Patrick Mahomes and your dad. I mean, that's some good help right there, right, Jay?
Yeah. I was gonna say Patrick Mahomes might be, one of my. Then you brought up your dad, and he wins, so that's even better.
That's great. Well,
my arm isn't quite as good as Patrick Mahomes, but
that's good. Hey, Braden, talk a little bit about the quarterback position and just some of the things that you've learned along the way, especially over these last couple of years that you've had to transition into. Maybe you used to play a certain way, and now you've had to adapt and play a different way. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I've learned that the team reacts how you react. Everybody watches how you carry yourself.
And with that, are you just stepping in and just kind of leading by example? Are you through your actions on the field? Are you more vocal? What would you say you are as far as a leader?
I'm more of a action guy, lead by example. We're working on the vocal part. Coach is helping me out with that.
That's exactly why we scheduled this interview with you tonight. We're working on the vocal part. There you go.
Yep.
Very good. Jay, go ahead. You got one?
Yeah. Speaking of Coach, this one's towards you. Talk about Coach Boulware and how you trust him from an administrative position and with the development of your son.
Yeah, absolutely. When I decided to step down and take Coach Emmons' spot as activities director, it was tough for me to leave a program that meant so much to me. And my main goal was to find somebody that was going to be Thunderbird proud, that had some connections in the community. And Coach Boulware did a wonderful job. And I graduated in '94. He graduated way before I did even. So he had roots in the community. He was excited to come back to his alma mater and coach. And I knew that he was going to build character in our kids and build that character with my son. That's something that was very important to me. And Coach Boulware has done a great over the last 2 years.
And you've probably seen a real good response from the student athletes. And obviously, as the activities director, you get to see both sides of it. How's that worked as far as what you've seen there, being able to transition that between the two?
Yeah, the transition was fairly smooth. I had a lot of great assistant coaches when I was a head coach, and Coach Boulware came in, and those guys did a great job with him. He was excited to welcome those guys on, and he's definitely a guy that doesn't have a big ego, and whenever those assistant coaches sat down with him, they felt at home, and that transition went real well. He, being from the community, he brought a lot of people out, some of the older community maybe that hadn't been out to football games in the past, came out to watch him and watch our team.
Very good. Well, it sounds like the Thunderbird Pride is continuing to move forward, and you've got the right people in place for that. You did mention some of the assistant coaches. Tell us a little bit about them, because we know that they play a major part in all this too.
Absolutely. In the 5 years that I was a head coach, I talk to those guys all the time. You're only as good as what your assistants are as well. And we were a successful program because of those guys. Ronnie Kimbley, our defensive coordinator, he's a North Callaway grad. Actually, I played high school football with him, a year younger than me. You're not going to find anybody that works harder than he does, watches more film than he does, and has pride in what Thunderbird football means. And then we got a younger guy, Jansen Bradford, that came in, kind of took over as offensive coordinator under Coach Boulware. A young, excitable guy, very fiery, Westminster grad, and so that's how we got him in. Another graduate from a school that I went to, and so he did a great job. Coach Vitale, another younger guy, came in and took over our wrestling program, decided he wanted to be an assistant football coach to make connections with kids. Again, that is huge to me because it's all about the kids, and he understands that too. And then we had Chris Moore, who helped out also with the defensive line. He's another Norway grad. And then Clayton Bristol helped out with offensive and defensive line. He's a Westminster grad. So we got the North Callaway and Westminster connection definitely working for us, and all those guys did a great job.
Okay, and let me make this perfectly clear. It's not south. Nothing south.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't say that. No way.
No.
You will see. I see that you guys have blue shirts on. In my house, there is no blue allowed anywhere in my house. So
I promise. Yeah. It's not a South. It's a One Nation shirt. I promise.
Right, I got it. It's good. It's good. It's that color blue. Hey, those guys at South Callaway, though, I got a lot of respect for those coaches. They're a bunch of good guys. But, I don't like the color blue.
Well, I will tell you, the main reason I do not wear green is because of the green screen, and I would just be ahead right here. So that is that's probably, I would have been a little freaky.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna, speaking of good support, we're gonna go ahead and real quick have one of our sponsors come on here and just tell us a little bit about what's getting ready to happen, and we'll come back and we've got a few more questions, and we'll start with Braydn talking a little bit about some of the other sports that he does. So. Right now, this is Diesel Power Plus, Dalton and Ashley Rissler, and Dalton's going to tell us a little bit about what's getting ready to happen.
Dalton Rissler here with Diesel Power Plus and Edge Graphics in California, Missouri. We're positioned in the Crossroads Shopping Plaza. We're located on the Highway 50 and 87 on the Crossroads, and I just wanted to announce we have a truck meet or truck show coming up April 17th. me and my brother are both in the same building. He has a chrome shop. We're going to have it's going to be a big event, and for those that want to get out and do something April 17th, I encourage you to come down. It's going to be a family event. We're going to have things for the children to do. We're going to have bounce houses. There will be food on the premises. It's going to be an all-day event. It's Delton Rissler with Diesel Power Plus and Edge Graphics. Come see us April 17th at the Crossroads Shopping Plaza.
I was just out there today dropping off magazines, and they're finishing up their building. They're getting ready for that big crowd of people that are coming in from all over the place. They've almost got their ice cream shop done. Looks really cool how they're doing that. They've got lots of exterior things they're doing on the building. Just getting ready for everybody coming in on the 17th. So make sure that you make it a point, if you're around the mid-Missouri area, to get out there at the intersection of 87 and 50 in California, Missouri at Diesel Power Plus. You'll be glad you did. That's going to be some really cool stuff. So with that, Jay, why don't you go ahead and ask Braden our next question?
For sure. And you cannot miss that building. It is a beautiful big red building. And when we drove by it when I was in town, I loved it. So that was hey, Braden, question for you real quick. I wanted to talk a little bit about what do you appreciate about Coach Boulware? What have you learned from him over the last 2 years?
He has really helped me go into this leadership skills and being myself and leading the team, even an underclassman.
That's very good. Hey, we got a comment, and it's from Jean O'Neill. It says,
Yeah.
"Hello, this is Coach O'Neill's mom down in Texas. I wanted to let you know that Kevin's, let's see, what is it? After graduated from South Callaway in 1969. Who graduated in 1969 from South Callaway?"
That would be my dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of.
Oh,
Yeah.
But he is Thunderbird Proud through and through now. We've got him converted.
All right. I think your mom was just trying to protect us a little bit because we were wearing blue. So there you go.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you, Mrs. O'Neill. We appreciate you.
Oh, I love that. Hey, Braden, back to you. I think that's really cool. You know what he's been teaching you. Tell me a little bit about your teammates. You know, obviously you had some great receivers for you. You had great blockers on the offensive line. Talk a little bit about your teammates. Talk them up. They're listening.
Those guys are a great group of guys. They always want to be able to go to work. They text me all the time to go to work. They got my back no matter what.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty evident on the football field. You guys look like you guys are a great group of guys. Braden, you're kind of like your dad. You're a multi-sport athlete. You're just all good at sports. Talk a little bit about baseball and basketball. What positions do you play there?
Baseball, I play shortstop and a little bit of outfield. And basketball, I play point guard. More of a glue guy on basketball, not really much of a scorer. We're gonna work on the shotgun.
Well, you shortstop and outfield. That means you must have some speed on you, huh?
Yep.
All right. So
hey, I'll brag on him a little bit. He actually had 2 stolen bases today. So.
2 stolen bases win today?
Yep. Today we had a jamboree, and he had 2 stolen bases. So.
Very good. You know, it's interesting. You played quarterback. You played outfield. I did both of those. I mean, I played a shortstop. So you've done a lot of the same things I did. Point guard. I also did track. So I did those 4 sports year round. It sounds like you are even more busy because you probably are involved in a lot more getting prepared for those sports than what I did. Back when I played, you got done with one and you just walked right into the other one and had a different kind of conditioning. But that was pretty much it. So it's a lot different today. Tell us a little bit about the weight training and the prep that you guys have to do to get ready for each of those sports.
Well, for football, we're doing weight room stuff right now, actually. Building muscle to get stronger. Basketball is more of a conditioning sport. That's a lot of running. Not really my thing, but. And baseball is just a little bit of mixture of both, really.
How's the weightlifting? How's that been affecting you as far as baseball? Anything with throwing or anything like that at all?
Power with the bat. I've seen improvement with that
Okay.
a lot.
What have been some of your favorite moments so far with baseball and basketball?
Basketball. I'm trying to think of one. I you know, baseball today. We had a bunch of fun today. Baseball.
Uh-huh.
Great group of guys. Love going out to work with them.
So, all right, we'll go ahead and basketball. So you see Jay right here, and you're the point guard. You see Jay in front of you on defense. I mean, you can't see the full Jay, but you see Jay in front of you on defense. That's kind of the full Jay. what would be your tactic going against that guy?
I like a lot of pick and roll, actually. Get my bigs involved.
You'd get him set up for a vicious pick, and he'd not see it coming. I can tell.
Yep.
Jay, we'll have to just tell again. We've told this numerous times, but Jay's one of his. I don't know if you call it a highlight or something that was just very
Highlight.
cool. Why don't you tell us a little bit, Jay, about that? Because I've said it before. Why don't you go ahead and tell them?
No, I mean, we were playing softball, and I was the catcher because I'm not athletic at all. I can't think. So, they put me back there as catcher. It's not like a real game where you're in full gear and actually catching, because that takes talent. I just stand back there in shorts and a t-shirt. So anyways, I'm the catcher. I'm, I step up to field the guy out. So I'm standing not on home plate, but I got drilled by about a 6'8" dude who weighed about 3 pounds, just drills me, sidelines me. I mean, I was seeing stars, Tweety birds, you name it. I saw Kevin floating around in my head. I thought, what is going on? Yeah, no, I didn't know what was happening. And so, yeah, I am susceptible to getting picked. That was a good call. Good play. Good
I
play.
just thought it moved right into it very well. So
Yeah.
we will say this about his teammates. His teammates were not happy with that, and we all kind of came forward and said that was not acceptable. And I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know if
great.
Jay remembered a thing, but that's what happened.
Oh, that's fun. Hey, Kevin, back to you. When you were talking earlier about, I find that transition part, you talked about the coach and the team. I kind of want to hear about you. You were a coach for 15 years plus. All of a sudden, you're not coaching at all. How'd that transition for you?
Well, I was excited at the new challenge for sure. It's definitely different. Right now, though, the thing I like about the AD job, when I was coaching football, I never got to go watch a softball game. I didn't get to see the volleyball team play very much. Didn't get to attend a whole lot of cross-country things. As the activities director, I get to see all of those kids compete. And so that's really neat for me. I do miss the one-on-one interaction with the kids. I miss being out there and going through the grind team all year. That's been a little rough on me not to be able to do that. But, being able to go to a softball game and give those girls a high five when they walk off the field, or, being able to congratulate a cross-country athlete, because there's no way that I could do that cross-country stuff, or being able to give high fives to the volleyball team, just seeing all of our kids compete, that's really cool for me right now.
You say no way you would want, could do that. And also I would add, no way I would want to do that. So
yeah. I tell those kids, man, going out there and watching them run cross country, I got a whole new respect for what they do.
Exactly.
They work their tails off.
I've got something I like to use for cross country, and it's called a car. That's where we go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. You're exactly right there.
Absolutely. All right. Hey, we'll continue with the next question after we get back from this next break. This is our other sponsor, CNS Business Services, and we'll let her tell us a little bit about what's going on there, and we'll come back for the final section.
Hi, I'm Mandy Thomas, account rep and recruiter with CNS Business Services. I would just like to encourage everyone to visit our website at cs-business.com to view our available job opportunities. If you see a job posting that you're interested in, you can complete our quick apply. and upload your resume. That information comes to me. I will then either give you a call to come in to complete our full application and interview, or if you're already registered with us, I'll pass your information on to the staffing specialist. You can also view our jobs on Indeed.com and submit your resume to me. We have lots of job opportunities right now. It's a great day to apply at C&S Business Service.
They've, she's not kidding. They have lots of jobs available, and they're ready to place people in those jobs. Just make sure you get in contact with Mandy and Paula, Stephanie, all those people that work at C&S Business Services. They'll make sure you get set up if you need a job, or if you know somebody that needs a job, make sure you get in contact with them. Jay, again, this time just flies by. I did want to point out that we've had Elijah Mayfield, who has, in this issue, is the manager of the year that Rod Smith wrote about. So Elijah is a very, very cool young man, and we're hoping that we will be able to get him to come on an interview here sometime with Rod, and we'll just talk a little bit about being the manager of the year. He's a manager for Lincoln University. He's been manager for multiple Helias sports teams, and so we'll visit with him sometime. But always good to have Elijah on here. He was hanging out with the governor today, so he wanted me to drop off a magazine so he could get one to the governor, and so we did that. Very good. Jay, go ahead. You go on with the next one.
Yeah, sounds good. Kevin, I appreciate you sharing that story about, getting to see other sports. When we did that interview with you, I thought that was one of the, coolest things, from that new position you have. And just obviously you just care about the kids, and you reiterate that so much. And so being able to go see all these sports and all these kids, I could just tell it brought a lot of joy to you. So I think that's really cool. So thanks for sharing that. Speaking a little bit here, I just had a state wrestling tournament that you just attended. I wanted to hear what are your thoughts on the state qualifiers? How'd all that go?
It went awesome. Misha did a great job of trying to make sure that we got to watch those kids compete live. We had to change venues, and so we ended up going to Independence to watch them. We had 6 young men qualify for the state tournament this year, which is the most we've had at North Callaway. Coach Vitale's doing a great job with those young men. They went there and worked their tails off, and I was definitely proud to be there to support them. Two of our young men ended up with medals. Lane Kimbley, who is a freshman, is actually the son of our defensive coordinator, Ronnie Kimbley. He ended up placing 4th. And then Eli Henry, who is a sophomore, ended up placing 5th. So, those kids went and competed and did a great job. And, that's what Thunderbird Pride is all about. Working as hard as you can and representing your school in the right way. And they definitely did that.
It's good to see that when that's what you've been working towards, seeing those types of things developing and happening right in front of your eyes, isn't it?
Absolutely. We had a couple of young men that started the year off with a little bit of a struggle, and 2 of those guys qualified for state. One of them, Josh Shelby, who's a senior, first year he's ever wrestled was this year. Worked hard, got to compete early on in the year, and then ended up breaking his hand. Breaking a bone in his hand and out until right before we got to districts. Got to come back and wrestle in districts and ended up qualifying for state. In his first year as wrestling with, really in his whole career, he only wrestled 2 weeks, and he was a state qualifier. So, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I think that's real cool. It's fun to hear those inspirational stories that just kind of motivate you. I am watching my time, Dad. Don't get mad at me. Braydn, I've got 2 questions for you, and I think these are the 2 most important questions of the whole night, and they will be in order of their importance. Talk to me about your dad. What have you learned from your dad? What do you appreciate about your dad?
I've learned from him that nothing is handed to you. Also, you need other people first. Make sure they're satisfied before you're satisfied. I've learned that Oh, I just had a brain fart.
Oh, he's feeling the pressure because Dad's sitting right next to him.
I know. What do you say?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Uh,
it's pressure. What do you appreciate about him?
I appreciate that he's always there to support me through ups and downs.
That's fantastic. You know, and I did say I was asking these questions in level of importance. So the most important question, talk to me about your mom.
There you go.
How has she had an impact on you? What do you appreciate about her?
Mom has also taught me to work hard, that nothing's easy in life. Mom is big stickler on school too. Keeping school first, keeping those grades up.
Mom's
That's
good at
that sounds like a good mama. That's what that sounds like. What
Hey,
what do you
I'll brag on Mom just a little bit before we go on.
please?
Mom was a two-sport athlete at Westminster College. She played volleyball and basketball, and actually her sophomore year in college led the nation in three-point percentage, and still holds a record at Westminster for most free throws made in a game.
That's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Why don't we have her on here? What's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got the wrong guy.
No, we got the right guys. You're definitely Jay. You know, as I'm looking at you, you look like a giant compared to Braden and I right now. It's just, what have you been eating?
3, 5, boom,
Yeah, it's like,
boom.
are you trying to be intimidating? What's the deal?
A little bit. I'm trying to flex my. Let's get my delts popping. You know.
Hey, just so Braden doesn't feel out of place, why don't you share with them the first time that you met me? What happened?
Oh, I didn't even know this guy. So he saw me talking to his daughter from the distance. Next thing I know, my granny, I love my granny. I love you, granny. Shout out to my, she's coming to pick me up from church. And again, it's all about me getting sideswiped. I get sideswiped, tackled to the ground by this bald old man. And I'm like, what? Yeah, I threw that in there. And I'm like, what is going on? And he's like, oh, I'm just messing around. Hey, I'm Kirk. I'm like, hi, Kirk. I'm Jay. Turns out that was the father of the girl I was talking to. So I learned real quick my place was through that man. So we became friends.
Well, more than that, we became family. How's that? That's great.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very good.
So, Kevin, before we wrap up here, I do want to give you a chance. I want you to talk about Braydn. You know, what do you see in him that's so special? And I also want to hear about your wife, Carrie, and your son, Colton.
Yeah, absolutely. Braydn has worked hard at everything he's done. I'm very proud of him. He has his ups and downs. We're working on the mental side of some things. He gets frustrated a lot and angry at himself whenever he makes it. But man, I try to teach him that those mistakes are spots where you learn. Adversity is huge, and that's why I think sports is so important in the lives of kids. Is you can learn a lot about adversity. You can learn a lot about handling tough situations and how to be a leader. And Braydn is starting to learn those things. And you know, his work ethic has been amazing, and watching him grow, I couldn't be more proud. You know, for Carrie and Colton, you know, Colton's a little athlete of his own. He plays football and baseball and basketball and competes in all things and does it his own way. Colton is his own guy for sure. You know, he doesn't do it quite like his brother does. He does it Colton's way, and I'm very proud of him and the things that he's accomplishing too. And you know, my wife is the glue that holds us all together. Definitely couldn't do it without her. So, you know, I'm gone, especially being an AD now. I'm gone a lot of the times at a lot of it, and you know, she does a lot to get these boys where they need to go, and supports us every step of the way. So, pretty awesome. Pretty proud of my family, and love every one of them.
That's great. Hey, speaking of your family, while she was on here, why don't you go ahead and talk about your parents a little bit and what you've appreciated about them?
Well, yeah, it starts with them. They're the ones that started this whole thing, right? The, my parents have been at everything, every event I think that I did in my life. They were there. Um, they again support 100% for myself growing up, and definitely for these boys. My mom is kind of for her cowbell. She had it at every game that I ever competed in. And now every game that Colton and Braydon's in, you better believe
I
that
need more
cowbell's there,
cowbell.
and she's ringing. Yep. Well, you tell her, and she will definitely bring that cowbell. She's gotten in trouble at a couple baseball events for ringing that cowbell because she wasn't supposed to ring the cowbell there. But those kids, even when I was coaching baseball before these boys were playing, she would come and ring that cowbell, and those players on that team knew, if she didn't happen to make a game, they wanted to know where the cowbell was.
Like,
That's so awesome.
there, right? Yeah, very good. Well, my goodness, we've run out of time as we have flown through this again. It's now it's getting a little dark outside. It's kind of nice that it stayed a little bit lighter, a little bit longer, but this day has just flown by, and this time has flown by. And I just want to thank both you and Braden for being on here, Kevin. We've enjoyed getting to know you a little bit more. We're looking forward to having you on again another time. And Braden, you did a great job, man.
Thank you.
Great job, Braden.
Thank you.
You were able to handle the pressure of my son-in-law, Jay Gill. He knows no stranger, and you came through with flying colors.
Hey, I tell you what, we'd like to thank you guys. Sports Locker Magazine is an amazing thing, and just to get in and read about kids, all over Missouri. I tell you what, it's an awesome thing you guys do, and I appreciate that.
Well, we thank you, and I mean, we feel like we're a part of it with you guys, because when we walk in there, I mean, yes, we missed you the other day, but man, they just treated us just like we were a part of everything, helped us get everything set up. Everything just went great as far as the interviews and photo shoots, and we just thoroughly enjoy being a part of this with you and getting to tell the story of you guys, student athletes, coaches, the Thunderbird Pride, everything. Everything, but we're not talking about the South. Only your dad would talk about the South. So
yeah.
Hey, if you guys will hold on, Jay and I are going to go ahead and close out the program. But thank you both for being on here tonight.
Yep, thank you guys.
All right, Jay, that was a lot of fun. That was good.
Oh, that was fantastic. I feel like every time we talk with Kevin, we just feel more like family. So yeah, no, that was great, and Braden did a fantastic job too. So I couldn't tell this was his first interview. He seemed like a natural.
Yep, absolutely. I thought he did a great job, and we're gonna be talking to him again, and we're gonna be seeing some good things from him and his teammates and the other student athletes at North Callaway, and we absolutely love having them be a part of the magazine. As always, you get the final word, so why don't you finish this off?
Sounds good. Sports Locker Nation, we thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like, share, comment, blast this out to all your friends. We love to bring you this content every week, every Monday. So please keep sharing keep sharing the posts, and we will keep bringing on awesome people like Kevin and Bert. This is One Nation and SLM Extra, and we appreciate you all so much. Have a great week. We'll catch you next Monday. God bless.
Thank you all. We'll see you next week. God bless you.